Hi, today we're going to show you ways to add texture to your collages. A really fun technique using Tyvek paper. Now here you see I have a collage, and along here are some areas where there is Tyvek paper. Tyvek paper is used in housing construction, but you can also order small sheets of it on Amazon. I'll show you a link below. And you can get a huge roll of it. It would last you a lifetime from Home Depot. If you have a group that works together, maybe you could all chip in there. It's about $100 for a roll of about 100 feet by 9 feet. It's huge. But you can also order just the small crafting size sheets. Now, one really fun thing about Tyvek is how it brings dimension and texture to your artwork. So I'm going to show you how to make it. This is how it comes from Amazon, just in these sheets. You can also, if you happen to get a FedEx envelope, they're not using them as much as they used to, but they're still, some of them are made with Tyvek, and you can just recycle those envelopes, and then that's for free, which is wonderful. This does not tear. Some people call it material, some people call it paper, but it's called Tyvek, T-Y-V-E-K. Now, I took a couple of sheets the other day, and I just put a hodgepodge of paint on it. It really doesn't matter except the general color if you're after a certain color, because when it shrinks, it kind of changes. It reminds me of the shrinky dinks we used to play with when we were kids. Now, you can either use a embossing tool or an iron, and I'll show you, they both give a little bit different look. Now, this is going to be a little noisy, and I do have my heat resistant mat here. You could also use just the back side of a cookie sheet, something that is going to protect your surface underneath from the heat. I love having one of these in my art room. I'll put a link below on how you can get, it's called a sill pad, if I'm saying that right. Now I'm going to do this blue one first. Now, this is going to be a little loud, but you can watch and see how it curls up, just like a shrinky dink. Now you can see using the embossing tool, it really crumples up, and you saw I did it kind of on both sides. While it's still a little warm, you can even unfold it a little if you want it to be flatter for your piece. Here I've got some holes where I did it so much it burnt a hole in it, but sometimes that can give a real interesting lacy looking effect. So you can just play with it and play with it, and you can't ruin it because you can just kind of really iron it out or heat it up some more. This one I think is a little too 3D for my piece, so I'm going to show you also how to use an iron and how we're going to iron this one. Now I have just a towel here to protect my surface, and then again my mat, and I'm going to show you how it works with an iron. Now here's my orange piece of plastic, or I should say Tyvek. It was painted kind of yellow and oranges. I've just been ironing it with the parchment paper on top of it. It's kind of fun this way. And I just love the texture in this. I just can't get over how much fun this is to put on a collage. It would really give it some pop. Extra hint on adding texture to your artwork. This is the glue gun trick. You can, usually you need some type of surface that is heat resistant. You can use the back of a cookie sheet, or I like these little Silpat mats because they are heat resistant. And all you have to do is draw interesting designs with your glue gun. I'm using the low temp. You can use the high temp, but this way you don't have to burn yourself. Now, once that dries, or I should say cools, you can peel it up like this one here. Just made a little squiggle. Interesting squiggle there. I've got a couple other I made here, just made some circles. These are paintable, and all you have to do is put them on your artwork, paint over them, and you've got some very interesting texture. Thank you for joining us, and remember to hit that subscribe button. See you next week.